I'm Osborne Foreman, and in this video I'm going to show you how much I made as an investment content creator on YouTube in my first year, as well as talk down and break down my passive income streams and my plans for the future with them. If you like the video, please drop one of these, support the channel as it greatly helps by beating the YouTube algorithm. Starting with affiliate marketing, or the process of referring users to sign up to a platform that I may recommend by putting a link in the description, and then once they sign up, in my particular case this would be to a stockbroker, they would then receive a free share, and in return so would I. Freetrade is a broker that I still recommend to date and is in the bottom of the description in every video, so if you'd like a free share worth up to £200, click the link in the description down below. This is one that I've been recommending for a while, but couldn't do so for at least most of the year, or at least until halfway through December, at which point they allowed the idea of a multi-purpose link, meaning that multiple users can sign up on one link, which is really appreciated as a content creator, as prior to that, people had to request from me for a link and then I had to manually send them out a different link. I should note that whilst I am still recommending Freetrade today, I love the platform and will continue to use it as my investment ISA, I am looking for some diversification. I do want to look for another perhaps broker or perhaps bank to recommend that also provides a method of income for me as a content creator, but could also add value to someone watching the video. It would have to be something that I use or can use. So if you have any suggestions, please do leave them in the comment section down below. Freetrade referrals is my smallest income stream at the moment, and it likely will continue to be that way. However, despite being my smallest income stream, it is my most consistent, which I think is a trade-off that I would say is pretty important with the current state of my revenue streams on YouTube. I do suspect this is as I did start referring mid-December, and so at least half of the year I wasn't really getting referral income, and so it likely could be higher. It does seem like I'm getting 2 to 3 free shares a week. Some weeks are obviously much better than others and I may get upwards of 10. However, what I've seen is that consistently it's around 2 to 3. And I don't mind that. And in fact, that is a good, healthy amount to have, as it is just more consistent income. This means that from around 2 to 3 shares a week, at least in the last 4-5 months, I've gotten a total income from the affiliate marketing of Freetrade free shares of £371.87. This could mean there is potential for this income stream to maybe double or nearly triple, assuming that I'm promoting Freetrade all year round. Also, if we factor in some perhaps YouTube channel growth, which could mean that I'm getting more views in a year's time than I am now, this could certainly mean that this income stream could triple, providing the same ratio of viewers sign up to Freetrade as my channel organically grows. Trading 2-on-2 had been my most successful affiliate marketing income stream, and in fact this had made the most, although they did suspend me. Perhaps this could have been because Trading 2-on-2 were giving away simply too much value per free share. And in fact, that might be another reason as to why new users still can't sign up on the platform. Regardless, they settled their situation with me. They said that I abused their system and that I will no longer be allowed to sign new users up to the platform, pretty much meaning my affiliate link is not going to work, at least for myself. I don't know if it still works for users that sign up, but it's best just to go support another creator, I believe. Not that you can sign up at the moment, but what I did notice with Trading 2-on-2 shares is that they did yield more value per free share, so per person you were making more on each referral. And in fact, with Trading 2-on-2, I was getting on average around £10 per person that I'd referred, which I thought was quite high considering Freetrade is probably closer to £4 to £5, although this is at a very small statistical sample size, and so it could be vastly different to other users. Regardless, since the 28th of June, I had managed to make £1,074.28 from referring users to sign up to Trading 2-on-2. I then did what they call a YOLO move, or not quite. I invested that money into the likes of Argo blockchain. I managed to more than double my money with this short-term investment and took profits at around a 120% gain. So in total, I would have made £2,499.27. This is where things get complicated because you could take either or. This money was made in my first year. However, technically it would not count as my passive income stream going forward as it was a very lucky occurrence. Furthermore, this money that I earn from these referrals and through the process of doubling it fortunately in the stock market, this position, the 1,068 shares that I had of Argo Blockchain, has been transferred from that general investment account with Trading212 and into my investment ISA with Freetrade, which at the moment with Freetrade, I am down 35% on that investment, which would mean that I've wiped out my entire gains. However, these losses are not crystallized. I have no intention of selling. In fact, I've been buying the dip. So this could very much mean that at the moment my losses are wiped out, but I believe in the future this can increase further. The main thing is that my referral income was £1,074 and that I did luckily manage to double it, and I doubt that will ever happen again. So my total affiliate income when excluding Argo Blockchain's returns is £1,446.15. Although when you add my luck in the stock market, this adds up to £2,871.14. However, you are more than welcome to take whichever answer you believe stands more true. The first one, the lower number, would be a more accurate representation of how much I would have made if I had not perhaps invested that money. However, the second figure is exactly what happened. I did invest that money and those were the returns I got. The main part of YouTube content creation, or at least the main revenue stream for it, is advert monetization. To which point you need 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours in a 12-month period. I was very fortunate that my channel grew quickly, and so I managed to get monetization status around 4.5 months of creating content. And that means that adverts are allowed on my videos. Since then, my monthly earnings have been very volatile at best, and so it regularly changes. This is because my CPM or RPM do change drastically. This is because advertisers bid, and they bid different amounts depending on the season of business and that time of year, obviously, and perhaps how much exposure they could get. For instance, if you're in lockdown, they may bid less as everyone's at home, and so the adverts may be more effective. Whereas if they're out and about, they may pay more, as it means it might be more difficult to get users to click on their adverts. Regardless, RPM is revenue per 1,000 views, or revenue per mil, which is Latin for 1,000. And then CPM is YouTube's cut added on top of that. RPM is a true representative figure of how much I will make per 1,000 views. I personally had an average CPM of £12.34 and an average RPM over this last time period of £6.19. Although this did peak in November for around £14, meaning that despite getting the same amount of views in November as I did in March, my income was vastly different. And in fact, March was my lowest yielding month, only generating £147.75. But November, on the other hand, yielded £344.93. Same amount of views or very similar, but a vastly different rate that the advertisers were willing to bid. It also does help that I am in the financial niche, which is where advertisers are willing to pay more, as they're likely going to earn a lot more from users clicking on these adverts. Whereas if it was perhaps more of a clothing brand, or if I was like a fashion influencer, it might be less, as clothing brands have lower profit margins. And so advertisements may get sales, but those sales may not be as high in value to the business. I made a total revenue in my first year of YouTube of £1,767.89 from advert monetization, which is from nearly 286,000 views, and in that time I also gained 4,600 subscribers. Do remember the first 4.5 months in which I got that first 1,000 subscribers, but also there would have been a certain number of views that weren't monetized. However, after that point, that would be where my RPM comes into play. So if you did the calculation with my average RPM and 286,000 views, it's going to be a lot different. However, at the moment, a massive downside with this is that all of my income is solely reliant on this channel or you as the viewer. This isn't sustainable for the long term, as for whatever unforeseeable reason, if YouTube goes down, my entire branding is pretty much gone. I may have a few people that remember my name, but my income streams are gone. This is because affiliate marketing, my links are in the descriptions of these videos. If these videos aren't gaining exposure, the links aren't getting exposure either. And so I would like to diversify my passive income streams. And I have two plans to achieve this. The first is to build up my Patreon. My Patreon is a monthly subscription service that provides a range of different benefits. I hope that these benefits are well worth the money. And for around £5 a month to join the Patreon, I would hope that users would slowly build up, and that would become one of my most consistent revenue streams for the channel. I think it's possible to get in the next year £500 a month of consistent income through Patreon. This is because this would take roughly 100 users, which is just over 2% of my subscription count on YouTube. Whilst it's usually around 1% that would subscribe, I suspect that my subscribers will increase over that time period, hopefully meaning I can build up a healthy Patreon size. And this is despite the last few harsh months in which subscriber growth has negated and views have too. My other strategy is to monetize other social media, such as my Twitter, which I think I had neglected for the last year. This has around 400 followers, and whilst I don't necessarily mean I'm going to sell out, I think that if I'm able to tweet regularly and develop my brand so that I'm more well known through the exposure on Twitter, if YouTube goes down, Twitter will still exist, well, hopefully. And so in that case, I would hope that I could then generate a small revenue stream through Twitter, or at least bring Twitter users through to my channel on YouTube and perhaps have an equilibrium in which both of these platforms are promoting each other and they both get substantial growth. This means that if my exposure on YouTube is lower, Twitter can come in and refer users into my channel, which may help bolster up the views, although it's likely going to be a very small amount. My target in the next year isn't monetary, but rather I would hope to reach 1,000 followers from the 400 that I currently have. There is one income stream I'd like to develop, and that is affiliate marketing. At the moment, my main driver for affiliate income, since I'm suspended by trading to 1.2, is Freetrade. I would like to build up Amazon affiliates. Amazon affiliates gives me that opportunity to get a little bit of extra income. I've basically in the bottom of every description put my equipment that I use, such as the camera, the lighting, the tripod, and even Keith, I believe. And so one would hope, or I hope, that an individual may be interested, or even my watch as well, but they might be interested, and if they do find these products, they might use that link to buy it and I'll get a small sum of money. I would hope, because I use these products regularly, I think that they offer a lot of value, and so perhaps the occasional user might see that and they may buy, which may generate a small income for myself. I may also look towards sponsorships. I think those are the things that are going to yield the most. However, I don't want to sell myself out. I'm not willing to ruin my brand or my channel or my name just because I can make a quick buck recommending some terrible quality stock on YouTube. Instead, I'm going to filter out likely as much as it takes, so it could be 99% of these sponsorships, as I do get emails, and only look for the products that I would personally use myself and that I see sufficient value in. That way, hopefully, even if I'm not making too much from it, the occasional sponsorship may help support the channel, and perhaps, maybe, just unrealistically in the next year, I might be able to go full-time YouTube, which at the current rate is very unlikely. If you're interested in my net worth at the age of 21, then click the card at the top right of the video. Thank you for watching. I hope you have a fantastic day.